What's up, manga fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of this week's chapter of the Breaker New Ways 157. So yeah, it was a decent chapter this week. It wasn't as great as last week because there seemed to be obviously a lack of pages and in turn a lack of content compared to last week. But regardless of that, it seems like it was still a interesting chapter in my opinion. The Dokhengrang confrontation with Chun-Woo really was interesting to read about because it was kind of hitting at the topic surrounding Chun-Woo, which was obviously his mental state of health is not right. And this is something that's been foreshadowed for a while, that it seems like he's being brainwashed or mind controlled. And I personally believed before that it wasn't that. I assumed it was just Chun-Woo being Chun-Woo. He was being indifferent, ignorant, and obviously rageful to the world. He just grouped up with a bunch of people who had the same goals as him, which was to destroy the Mirim and, cause havoc. And obviously this would help him gain his goal of revenge for Ungwoo and obviously the death of Shi-Ho, even though he doesn't know. But indeed, these chapters have seemed to highlight that he's being mind controlled, and his mental state of health is not healthy. Dokhengrang's conversation seemed to push it much further as he was striking sensitive points in his, you might say, subconscious when he was talking about their master, as he was asking a lot of questions that seemed to grate on his nerves, and eventually it made him snap and fight him. So you can imagine that these are somewhat in a way key words that are basically subconsciously being held back by whatever drug that's or whatever mind hypnotism that's kept him at bay. It could be the Ma one anyway, modified to keep him at brainwashed. But as I said, we've seen something similar before when Shi-Woon confronted him and he said, "Master," that seemed to trigger off a memory in his brain. Even after he left, he had Shi-Woon's voice in his head, and this seems like memories, thoughts and feelings that are being repressed by the most likely the Marwan drug, but his brain is subconsciously trying to remember it, and all this does is conflict with him and make him lash out at whoever triggers it. So yeah, as I said, there was the scuffle between Dokhengrang and Chun-Woo. It didn't really last long, but I'm not too disappointed because this scuffle was obviously meant for a reason, and that was to kind of more solidify the theory that Chun-Woo is under some sort of mind control. And what I like is Dokhengrang is such a genius guy in terms of he picked up on the situation so quick, regardless of not having any idea of what was going on. But everyone else there seems to know what's going on. I mean, you see Jae-Gal come in, he's more concerned about the revolutionary basically flopping, and he's even trying to tell Chun-Woo to listen. And what's weird was because even though Chun-Woo was kind of rebelling against it, saying "don't get in my way," he didn't really do anything. Like, I mean, Chun-Woo in the past would just do what he wants. See, this guy was a free spirit, but he seemed to be kind of on the leash, and that's what I found strange. Him listening to Jae-Gal, or anyone, would not stop him, but this time it seems like he's doing as he's told. And Dokhengrang noticed this. He said, "There's definitely something wrong with you. I'm not gonna fight you regardless of your your impressive powers. You are not in your right frame of mind." And Chun-Woo's even exhibiting headaches, so all of these are adding up to some sort of mind control anyway. Julia, that girl, seems to know something as well, and Sophia, they're like, "Oh, not now, this can't happen now." So maybe if he carried on, he would have broke out of his mind control or started remembering repressed memories. I don't know, it just seems like this is all adding up to some sort of mind control theory. So yeah, as I said, I hope we can delve into that more. It was definitely, there's been a lot of foreshadowing for it, and definitely looking forward to see what else is in store for that, because it definitely seems like this is more serious than before. Because I could imagine if when Shi-Ho is brought up, that would be probably the final nail in the coffin to make Chun-Woo go overboard in terms of his mental state of health. So yeah, definitely after that bit of rebellion, I definitely think there's some sort of mind control going on. Whether it's hypnosis or the Marwan drug, is definitely not something right with Chun-Woo's head. So yeah, the later part of the chapter was kind of reverse of last week. We saw majority of the chapter was Shi-Woon then ending with Chun-Woo versus Dokhengrang. This is the flip side, Chun-Woo versus Dokhengrang, and it ends with Shi-Woon in his intense triple blossom meditation mode, basically fighting So-Chun, and he's intensely fighting him. Looks like he's doing quite well, and we even see in these outside of his body he grins, so I can assume that's most likely him close to finishing his training, which most likely will have finished next chapter, and we could see So-Chun most likely will arrive, and then the meeting can obviously resume. And I'm looking forward to that, because I can imagine that Shi-Woon is most likely going to show everyone and prove that he's worthy of being, you know, the next Chief Alliance. No one seems to believe him before, but I can imagine when So-Chun arrives and when he finishes his training, somehow he can prove that he's worthy of that role. He's strong enough both mentally and physically, and he can take on the role that Kang-Sung has passed down to him. Even if, like, you know, there could be a little spar with So-Chun fighting Shi-Woon, everyone who So-Chun is, he's got a massive reputation behind him, so if Shi-Woon could, you know, beat him or be on par with him, everyone would have to shut their mouths and say, yeah, this kid is definitely worthy of this role. So yeah, I think that would be good to see, and I hope it happens next chapter. I don't want to see it dragged out. Hopefully Shi-Woon will finish next chapter, So-Chun will rise, and that's it. But yeah, as I said, that was pretty much a short chapter. The two topics, obviously Chun-Woo looks like he's definitely under some sort of mind control, and Shi-Woon looks like he's ready to finish his triple blossom meditation. So yeah, that was about it. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see more. So you guys know the usual. If you had any comments, predictions, or opinions about this chapter and the next one, leave them in the comment box below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video and you want to find out more from us, subscribe for more content, and you might find something interesting you'll like. So yeah, that's it from me, guys, and I'll speak to you next week.